Hey everybody, Dr. Hunt here. Let me just get set up. Oops. There we go. So today, I just wanna we're gonna have an interesting topic today. So I'm gonna wait for a couple of more minutes and see what what's going on. Just wanted to look at this. Okay, take that down. Good. All right. So we're gonna give it a couple minutes, but today's topic is a combination of things. It's mostly us talking about stress eating during these uncertain times. I have a lot of patients who have been going through a lot of different things during these times, so we're going to talk a little bit about it. And I think this should be interesting. We'll see what people say and what questions that they have. Good evening. Good evening. Yes. Oh, my sister said she was stressing last week, so we got to talk about that. Someone said to me that I only talk to my friends and family, and that's not true. We talk to everybody. This is a community. You go to our Facebook page, our Instagram page. This is a community. These are for people who are, read the book, reading the book, the No Guesswork Diet, NGW, living that NGW lifestyle. So this is for everybody. I'm not sure why I got a message like that, but this is literally for everybody. It's not just for my patients. It's not just for my friends or family. This is for everybody. I wrote this book for everybody. I want to spread the message. I want you guys to spread the message. I will tell you a story from today. A patient of mine that I saw for a routine physical exam. He saw the book because I keep a copy of the book in my exam rooms, and he's like, "Oh, what's that? You wrote another book?" I'm like, "Yeah, I wrote another book." And I told him what it was about, and we had been talking about, getting to a healthier weight with him. And he was very intrigued and interested, and he's retired, and he does well for himself. So we were talking, and I was explaining to him some of the premise of the book, and then I, did an EKG on him. We did whatever we had to do, and I went to the next room to see the next patient. And we were done with him. We reviewed the EKG, sent him on his way. And when I went back in the room to check on something, the book was gone. He took my book. I just thought it was interesting. But it's good. I mean, I hope he reads it and gets something out of it. So let us begin. So today's topic is stress eating in these uncertain times. And so the very first thing I want to say is vote. If you haven't voted already, vote. Make sure you get out there early. Make sure your vote counts. Make sure you do it safely. Whether you make sure you wear your mask, make sure you physically distance, make sure you wash your hands, have your hand sanitizer. But the most important thing we could be talking about tonight is to make sure that you vote and that you make sure that everybody that you know that is eligible to vote, votes. And so, wanted to make sure I started with that. I'll say it again before it's all over. Vote. Now, so these stress eating. So this is a stressful time. 2020 as we all know, is a super duper stressful year. And there's so many things going on. I don't even want to name them all, but there's so many things that are going on that will make people stress. And you know, and the pandemic is an interesting one in that some of the things that help us relieve stress is being around people we love, being around our friends and families. And it makes it difficult to do that in the pandemic. It makes it difficult to go out when you're in a pandemic. So that actually heightens the stress for people because they can't do the things that they used to do. And it makes it really, really tough. And one of the things that we need to realize about the human brain is that we need to light up our pleasure center. Like our limbic system, people want pleasure. People want to feel happy. And so one of the things that make people feel happy is when they're around people that they enjoy being around, and it makes them happy. And when you can't do that, or when it's difficult to do that, you're not able to light up those pleasure centers. And so that's one of the reasons why there's a lot increased drugs and alcohol during this time, because people don't have outlets. And so what they do is they find other ways to pleasure themselves and enjoy themselves. And so they'll have a drink. They'll and then drug addiction gets higher, but also food addiction gets higher. People eat more during the pandemic, particularly foods that light up your craving center. And so that's one of the things that we need to watch out for. And then the foods that light up our craving center are the foods that light up our craving center. And you know what I'm about to say: the carbohydrates, the sugars, and the unrefined carbohydrates. They light up our craving center. I was going to try to print something out, but I'm going to see if I can display it to you guys. This may not show so well, but this is a brain. And this is a PET scan of a brain. I don't think it's showing that well on the other one. But if you can see, I'm trying to do a good job, but the bottom line is this brain shows one brain on what it does when you have sugar, and the other brain what you see when you have cocaine. And it's difficult to display on here because of the light, but what it demonstrates is that sugar lights up your brain just as much as cocaine. And the reason I wanted to show that is because it is easy to get food. It might not be as easy, or maybe it is, to get drugs. And so food is legal. Food lights up your brain. And so people stress eat because it's something that they can do and get pleasure from. They can enjoy eating the snacks that they eat. And so we need to understand that a part of what we're doing is trying to give ourselves some happiness. But the problem there is that it's a vicious cycle. So when you eat those foods, it does give you a temporary satisfaction. But particularly with sugary snacks and refined carbohydrates, that only lasts for a couple of hours. And then you get hungry again and you want more. And so that's what ends up being that vicious cycle. When you snack a little more. And then before you know it, you're snacking all the time. And before you know it, we're gaining weight. And before you know it, you're actually not feeling so good. Because all of those carbohydrates and all of those sugar and sweet snacks, they're causing inflammation in your body and you don't feel good. In fact, after you eat them, particularly if you haven't been eating them in a while, but after you eat them, you feel tired, sluggish, whatever after you eat them, because that is the nature of the beast. And as you can, in that vicious cycle I'm talking about, is that it continues to make you gain weight and then cause more inflammation and then make you feel even worse. And then sometimes you got to go and you feel like you need to do it again just because you need it. And then it keeps spiraling out of control. And so what I try to tell people is that, yes, we're going to be stressed. Yes, these are stressful times. Yes, you might want to grab something. But you need to think about what you grab, and you need to think about what you're putting in your body during these stressful times. So the one thing I want to say is what I said in the episode previous, is that we need to, first start trying to manage our stress. So what do I mean by that? You need to limit your screen time, limit your TV time, and your screen time in general, because you can get stressed just by going through your social media. You obviously you need to be on it to know what's going on, but you need to limit it. And then you need to do things that are calming and soothing and helpful. So like we mentioned in the prior episode, meditate. You should really get in the habit of just, you don't have to sit in Zen and repeat your mantra. That would be great, but just sit still and meditate and just relax. And then you need to blow off steam. We all need to blow off steam. So you need to, let's get out there and exercise. And even if it's getting a little colder for some people, do some stuff in the house. You can do some calisthenics, jumping jacks, push-ups, all kinds of different things. And we need to exercise. And you do need to have that bond of people around you who you can safely quarantine with. It's really important that you have a human connection. That is vitally important. That you have somebody you can pick up the phone and call, or do a Zoom call, or a FaceTime, or someone who lives in your home. It's really important to have that. And then we get to the food. The junk food will make you ultimately feel like junk. And so what's going to make you feel better and feel good and energetic and all these different things during these stressful times is to eat clean. And so you can stress eat all you want, but make sure you're eating things that are healthy and things that are tasty and things that are not so high with sugar and carbohydrates. And so we have a list of low carb snacks that's in the book, and it's also we give to our patients, so that you can make sure you have your berries and your cheese stick and your just a lot of different things that you can have, that you can snack on, that are not gonna make you feel like blah a couple hours later. And so what that means is, like we tell people all the time, people who track their food do better, and people who plan do better. So when you're tracking and you know what you're eating, you're going to be able to do better, particularly if you're working on weight loss. But planning is just as vitally important. If you don't plan, you're gonna be doomed to fail. And so when you go to the store, you need to go in there and get the things that you know that are going to be good for you, that when you are home and you're cuddling up on the couch watching a good movie or whatever you're doing, that you have a good snack, and that you're not competing with the the chips and the other healthy snack. Like, because you don't have the chips in the house. What you have in the house are the healthy things that you picked up from the store. And one tip for that is never go to the supermarket hungry. Always make sure you had something to eat, even if it's just a snack, before you go to the store. Because when you go to the store hungry, you're going to be picking all kinds of different things. And so, like for me, I like some blueberries, like someone just said, strawberries. I like a cheese stick. I like nuts. I'll have a shake. Sometimes I will eat like strips of, chicken and just a lot of different things that you can do. You can make a lot of different things that you can snack on. But the key is to make sure that what's in your house are the things that are NGW approved. Things that even if you snacked on them, it wouldn't adversely affect your weight. Even if you snacked on them, you wouldn't feel blah after the fact. And so it's really important that we make sure we have those snacks in the house that are good for us, because the studies show that if you put something in front of you within 6 feet in front of you long enough, you will eat it. And so you shouldn't set yourself up for failure. You shouldn't set yourself up that you got to fight and not to eat this thing. So just have the right things in front of you. Have it on your kitchen table. Have it in a bowl that you're eating. Like it's really important that you set yourself up to win, particularly now. And do know that going into these winter months, it's going to get worse. It's likely going to get worse, not better. And so you want to take this time to get fit, right? You have time now to get fit, to get to a healthier weight, to start eating the right foods, to making yourself feel better. Like that's what you need. Like you need to make yourself feel better. Like there's so many things coming at us. You want your vessel to be strong. You want your vessel to be healthy. And the way to do that is to put good things into your vessel. And so that you can think straight, you can, just feel better about yourself, because there's going to be so many things that's going to be coming at you that will make it tough. And so I think it's really vitally important that we be mindful and careful about stress eating. And if we are going to stress eat, or we're going to have things that we're going to stress eat or use, make sure that they're healthy foods. Make sure that they're foods that are not sugary snacks, are not, refined carbohydrates, and that they're healthy and fun, and also use the our social media. Go on to our group and ask people what snacks that they enjoy, and try some of the recipes. I mean, there's so many great recipes on there. There's even this one ice cream. Rebel is one, and there's another keto one that's like lower in carbohydrates in it, but it tastes really, really good. So there are so many things that you can learn on not just No Guesswork, but on other sites as well. And so just be careful about stress eating during these times, especially because things are we got a little ways to go before we get out of all of this stuff. And so I just want to end there, but as I always say, make sure you tell people about No Guesswork and the No Guesswork Diet and the book. Join our Facebook group. Join our Instagram and the YouTube, and just spread the word, spread the message. Have people come here on Mondays at 7. We're here every Monday at 7 p.m. Also, make sure you let me know what topics you want to discuss, and do it like that. Let me just answer a couple of questions while we're here. Someone said, Danita said, not even a small portion. What about the cravings? Well, that's the thing. If you have things in your house that you like, you can eat those. And if and if you're craving something else, you won't crave it as much if you have something, a go-to. And so, because you can say a small portion, but we all know when we say, I'm only going to eat a little bit before it's all over, we done ate the whole bowl or bag or whatever it is. And so carbs are not the only thing that tastes good. I mean, I know a lot of people would want to argue with me about that, but they're not the only thing. And you can use a sweetener if you want. In the beginnings, we say it's okay to use a sweetener, but in general, like we try to, like I don't use sweeteners, but in the beginning, we don't mind people using sweeteners if that's what it takes for them to, transition. But there are a lot of naturally sweet things, like someone just said, strawberries. And so there are a lot of things, and it doesn't always have to be sweet, like as in sweet. It could be like, there are so many things that you can eat that are protein based, that make you feel good. You can put seasoning on it, sauces on it that are not like sugary sauces. Just a lot of different things. Go to the Facebook group and look at some of the things that people put up there, and also look in the book. We have some examples in the book about healthy low carb snacks that you can eat and enjoy, and they will taste good. And so, yeah. And there you go, a little honey in the green tea. That's okay, and so I think that's a good thing as well. So I'm gonna let you guys go, but before I do, vote, 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 and vote. Take care. Good seeing you guys. Bye.